Okay, what will you do this week? Well, this week we're going to look at climate change and how it impacts our world and society. And because the climate does impact some of the hazards that we've talked about during this course, flooding, droughts, landslides. So, it's important to kind of link it to what's happening geologically also. So, what we're going to do is stick to the format, of course. And so there is a PowerPoint that kind of talks about why our climate is changing and why we think that at least part of that warming is related to what humans are doing. And so you want to go through the PowerPoint and, of course, the video and kind of, read up on some of the information that's available there. So there'll be a little quiz over that. And because there's such a focus on CO2, right? Carbon emissions from fossil fuels and things like that, figured it would be useful to understand the carbon cycle, how carbon is moved around in our planet, how it normally operates, and how it might be changed if an additional amount of carbon is put into the system quickly. And, this is some of the issues that we might be having with why we have some changes in our climate. So you can go ahead and look through that. And then there is a short little video about some NASA research into things that are happening with climate change. And then finally, there is a little site I'm going to have you go to right here in the link. It's just the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration website. And just read through that. It talks about some of the impacts of climate change and how it might in fact impact society and our planet. And so, of course, this is going to take you, the little link to the homework will just take you to a Canvas quiz format, but of course it's not timed. So you can just kind of read the article and answer the questions in that format. And then some of those questions will just be auto-graded like your other quizzes that are timed. This one's not, of course. And then I'll, have to grade some of the questions where I'm asking you to give me an explanation in some essay format. And so that's what we're going to do this week for our module. And then for the lab, I'm just going to have you watch a video. Now it's kind of long, so I apologize for that. But it's really well done, and this is where the link will take you to. And of course, you can expand this. It's called Decoding the Weather Machine. And it really does a really good job of kind of giving the history, explaining why certain things have happened in the past. We know that the planet's been warmer in the past, but why has that been the case? And are those things from the past causing the increase in temperature and issues with our climate? And the evidence is suggesting that there is not, that those aren't the drivers anymore. There's something else driving it, and potentially it's this increase in carbon emissions and fossil fuel burning that's accelerating some of these changes. And the world is having a hard time adapting to those quick changes potentially. And so it can really get us a good job of going through the history, then talking about the evidence, and talking about the possible things that could happen in the future. So I think it's valuable. So go ahead and take a look at that. And then, of course, the questions are just going to be, as you watch the video, you can just answer some of the questions from the lab. So that's what the lab will entail this week. So other than that, I think we've covered everything. So as always, if you're confused about anything or have some questions, please contact me.